beautiful way to begin a Spring Equinox ceremony, everyone. I am very pleased to be joined tonight by our special guest musician, Michele Mountain. So let's give her one more round of applause for the amazing music she's going to share with us tonight. Well, with that, we are ready to get started. Welcome, everyone, to Waterspirit's Spring Equinox celebration. I am Blair Nelson, Executive Director here at Waterspirit, and I am very pleased to be joined tonight by all of you, in particular our Waterspirit team. We've got Ann Price, our Program Manager, and Lisa Marr, our Development Director, are there. And we've also got our lovely guest readers and volunteers, Angel Tenner and Pat Heaney. So thank you all for contributing your talents and your time to tonight's ceremony, and thank you all for coming to celebrate the arrival of spring. We also welcome all of our friends joining via the YouTube live stream. To everyone in the room, please be aware that anything from the carpet on back in this direction is showing up on screen. Feel free to wave hi to your friends at home. And to those of you who are watching from afar, please feel free to use the comment feature as well to deepen your connection to our community. For those of you who are here at Waterspirit for the first time, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about us. Waterspirit is a spiritual ecology nonprofit. We're sponsored by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. We were founded in 1998 by Sister Suzanne Golas, and since that time, we have promoted the personal and systemic changes needed for a flourishing earth with clean, safe water for everyone. If you enjoyed tonight's proceedings, please consider making a donation at waterspirit.org, where you can also find out more information about our upcoming events and our advocacy efforts. And before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge whose land we're on. Waterspirit is headquartered in the homeland of the Navasinkuleni Lenape on the peninsula named Navarumsunk. We respectfully acknowledge the Lenape peoples past, present, and future here in Lenape-Hoking and throughout the diaspora. We respect their knowledge, culture, and traditions, which have contributed to the conservation of land and water. We offer our care and gratitude for Lenape-Hoking, as well as our commitment to establish just and right relations with these lands, waters, and people. And with that, it's my pleasure to welcome Lisa up to the stage to begin our ceremony.
Hello. I'll be reading and opening an equinox prayer by the Brigadine Sisters. As we mark this time of equinox, may we find the balance we desire and need in our lives. Light and dark, spirit and body, mind and soul. At the spring equinox, may we recognize the promise of rebirth, both within and all around us. As we mark the equinox in the northern hemisphere, let us wonder at the mystery that is life and open ourselves to the blessings of both dark and light. Amen. I invite our volunteers, Angel and Pat, to light 2 candles on our altar, 2 equal balanced. One candle represents night and the other day. As they do this, we can enjoy the charming music of Michele Mountain.
Thank you, Michele. Let's take this beautiful moment to get to know one another and build our community. Please turn to your neighbor and introduce yourself. Wish one another a blessing of peace. If you're open for a handshake, an elbow bump, hugs, or just salutations, Please let your neighbor know where you're comfortable. Peace to all of you and to our friends at home. Oh, sorry. Peace, peace. A nice friendly group. The word equinox comes from the Latin for equal and night. Excuse me. An equinox is a moment in time and space when the sun is positioned directly above the Earth's equator, which happens just twice a year on the vernal and autumnal equinoxes. As the sun crosses the equator, we witness the balance that comes with an equal day and night. As Earth experiences this balance, we experience a moment of harmony, a moment of rest before the bursting forth of new life. In March, the sun crosses the equator from south to north, bringing springtime with warmth and light back to the northern hemisphere and sending the southern hemisphere into its fall and then winter. After the spring equinox, the northern hemisphere begins to be tilted more towards the sun, resulting in days filled with longer daylight hours, with earlier dawns and later sunsets. In New Jersey, the amount of daylight has been increasing each day since the winter solstice. Have you noticed the earlier sunrises and later sunsets? After the spring equinox, we will experience more daylight than darkness in each 24-hour day. The amount of daylight each day will continue to increase until the summer solstice in June, during which the longest period of daylight occurs.
Why do we call this season spring? Spring is the time of the year when most of the plants that had been dormant over the fall and finally winter begins to grow again and spring from the earth. The shift from winter to spring, a new season for earth, brings with it a new season for the spirit. The human spirit does not characterize spring as a time of struggle, but rather a season of rebirth. New attitudes, ideas, and projects are born. A self-revelation or sense of purpose may become clear. A spirit of joy, wonder, and optimism, and happiness may arise during the season of vibrant life if we are open, awake, and aware. The rains come in spring, and the waters cleanse the earth and refresh our spirit. Spring Rain, a poem of renewal by Christina M. Ward. Speak to me, spring rain. Tell me how you'll grow the flowers while I, inside, waste my hours. Tell me again to get outside, to feel the dance of light and rain, sensational on my skin. I'm just waiting for my life to begin. I wait like a bulb beneath the weight of winter bones, inches of soil between my heart and the sun. Speak to me, spring rain, of how to hope again.
So question, see if you know this word. Anybody here a pluviophile? Yeah, I'm getting a couple of nods. Pluviophile means you love the rain. Yeah, I do. I love the rain. We're going to do a little activity in just a moment, and we're going to be using these. You know what they are? Rain sticks. Beautiful. So you're going to be invited to come forward in a few moments. If you brought a rain stick, you'll be able to bring it with you, or you can use one of ours. We have some that friends have shared with us, and we also have made some ourselves. These, in many cultures, summoning the rain often included the use of musical instruments. One well-known example is the rain stick, not unlike these. A rain stick imitates the sound of the rain. They're traditionally made from dead cactus tubes, and they would take the spines of the cactus and push them through the tube and fill it with pebbles and sand. So, we're going to begin. What we'll be doing is we're going to get ourselves a rain stick, come up to the center. Again, remember, if you're joining us up here, that you will be on camera, so if you choose not to, that's okay. But come take a rain stick and join us. Would you like to play? Join us and play. Give it a test. Some of them might not work great. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. We're going to make the sound of a rainstorm. And we're going to start one person at a time. So we'll all hold our stick like this. And one person at a time will start. When I get completely to the other side, then Lisa will begin, and I'll keep on going. Eventually, we'll all be doing the sound of our rain stick. When it reaches me again, I'll stop. And then slowly the storm will end. Are we ready? Yes. Musical instrument. See, I told you. Thank you. Mary, don't leave without me giving you these back, okay? These are for decorations. You're just so beautiful. I think so. Give me just a second.
Well, I enjoyed that rain shower very much. How did it make you feel? Have you ever heard of the expression, April showers bring May flowers? That expression reminds us of how important the rain is. Rain is important to make the flowers grow. It is also important to make the trees grow and the crops the farmers grow for our food. The spring rains are important for all life on earth. We all need water. Imagine the effects drought can have on an area. Loss of clean water to consume for both humans and wildlife, loss of crops, loss of habitats. Climate change exacerbates droughts by making them more frequent, longer, and more severe. We invite you now to pause a moment and consider the importance of water and your water usage over the year. Have you been mindful of your water usage? Do you only use what you need? Are there ways that you could use water more mindfully? May we be grateful for all of the moments when clean, safe water is available at the turn of a faucet handle. May we all do our best to conserve water. May we recognize people around the world and in our communities who are struggling to access safe water to drink, water to grow crops, water to cook, and water to bathe. To honor them, may we pledge not to waste water and to work together for water justice.
Thanks to the frequent rains, spring is a time of renewal and new growth. A walk in the woods in the early spring is an optimistic activity. What explorers hope to find are wildflowers. But they often only find the stems of the flowers that bloomed in autumn. If they are lucky, and the timing is right, more accurately, if it's warm, the explorers may find early spring blossoms known as spring ephemerals. An ephemeral plant is one marked by a short life cycle. The word ephemeral means transitory or quickly fading. With regard to plants, it refers to growth strategies such as the flowers that bloom in the forest before the trees grow leaves and fill the canopy. From the emerging spring ephemerals like spring beauties, bloodroot, and mayapple, the new growth is what we consider when we think of spring. A Spring's Bloom by Caleb Owabor. Spring came with a new and renewed look. Everything it touches blossoms and blooms. Rain falls upon petaled floras, awakening nature with its scented aura. Lakes and streams flowing in abundance. The beauty of nature in its substance. The humming of the birds filled the air. The rushing of streams could be heard everywhere. The chirping of insects fluttering the bushes. Animals and rabbits feasting on the leaves. Spring's bloom came with fresh hope anew. The blooming of the plants and flowers was certainly sublime. At nature's creation, man couldn't help but awe. This creation, full of wonder, spring has brought a new beginning. Spring's bloom fills the land with joy and grace, hope and faith, and renewed so fast. The memories of spring's beauty will never fade, for spring has come to make a grand rebirth.
So, as this season of rebirth is beginning, let's get in touch with Earth and feel her pulse. And let's feel our own pulse as well. Let's feel the life within us and become aware of what is struggling for balance. Something that may come alive and come to life for us. We're going to be handing out ribbons in just a few minutes. And if you choose to remain at your seat, you can join us by swaying in the music. But if you'd like to join us, we're going to gather up in a circle again. We're going to dance to the music. We're going to hold the ribbon of the person beside you, so each person gets one. We'll be holding one on each side. We're going to think of the earth beneath our feet, of our connection to earth, and a circle of friends as a joyful blessing. Okay, so I'm going to turn the microphone this way, so we'll hear more of the heart. And let's pass out some ribbons. Who's going to join us? Come on. Nothing complicated. Okay, so hold your ribbon in your right hand and take the end of the ribbon of the person next to you. I'm going to teach you the steps first. It's very simple. And after we try it just a step or two, we might need to spread back just a little bit this way. But the circle will move. After we start, then I'll cue you into when to start the music. Okay? It's very basic stepping to the music. Do we have to now? Oh, you hold one end and she holds the other. So, you're going to step 1, 2, 3, 4. One more step and sway back, then in and sway back. That's the whole dance. It's real complicated, right? I know. You were really concerned this would be hard. I know. I don't dance. This is it for me. Okay, so let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step. Oh, sorry. See? I messed it up. I told you I don't dance. Step and sway back. Step in and back. Okay? Michelle, I think we're ready for music.
showers bring the flowers, but they also bring worms up from the soil. Yes, thank you. Start over. Rain showers bring the flowers, but they also bring worms up out of the soil. Earthworms typically spend the winter buried deep below the frost line, but the annual spring showers reduce the oxygen in the soil and cause them to make their way up to the surface. That's why the first full moon in the month of March, which will happen on March 25th, is known as the worm moon. Get outside tomorrow. Look around. Are worms reappearing? While you're outside, here are some questions to ask yourself this first week of spring. The daylight hours are getting longer. What time did the sun rise? What time did the sun set? The temperature is rising. Did you need a coat today? I know. The birds are singing. Who did you hear perform during the dawn chorus? Seeds are germinating. Where can you plant some native wildflowers this year?
The Grace of Seeds by Andrea Skevington. Seeds are blowing in the breeze, gentle, white, and light. Fairies, I used to call them as a child, still do, back when the world was full of seeds and butterflies and glimmers of enchantment. I breathe slowly and long into all this ripening. All glows with a deeper life, light and color under the skin, shining with a song that is a song of greening and ripening. Each seed head releasing a kind of forgiveness that falls with the seed, falls to the earth, bearing new beginnings. 70 times 7. Life wills to live. Despite all we've done, life uncoils again and again. I am humble before it, before the caterpillars on the toad flax, the frog stirring beneath the strawberries. The world is indeed full of grace. We do not deserve these chances again and again and again, and yet deserving is not the point. Seeds fall is the very nature of things, and blow on the breeze. Each one offers multitudes. It is the way of seeds. Might this grace one day, even today, catch us in its loving web as the trumpet of bindweed blaze out a song of liberation, and the blackbirds tumble fearlessly, hungrily in the hedge's ripeness? For the seeds float still, and the air is still full of enchantment. Life whispers. It calls us. It sings to us. Does it know we will turn toward it? At last, wooed and wonderstruck, and learn we belong, have belonged all along? We might. We may. We can. Those dry seeds show us how.
I chose these poems and I still almost cried when she read it. Beautiful. I love this. On our altar, we have seeds. Inside each seed, life is waiting to begin. Along with the flower, these seeds will be a nourishing resource for native wildlife. You see, many of the seeds here are native plants. Native insects rely on native plants to survive. Native plants and native wildlife have evolved together and depend on each other. The native pollinators rely on the nectar from the flowers, and the flowers rely on the native insects for pollination. Also, the native flowers are adapted for our climate. If we plant grass seeds for a lawn, we waste resources on watering and mowing and fertilizing. But if instead we plant a native wildflower garden, once the roots have established, these plants rarely need watering. They've adapted for our climate, and they can survive on the rainfall that we receive. Along with our native plant seeds, we have seeds to grow vegetables in our gardens. We grow vegetable gardens for the pleasure of working the soil, for the comfort of watching things grow, for the satisfaction of the harvest, and to literally enjoy the fruits of our labors. Our vegetable gardens can provide nourishment to our families, our neighbors, and our local food pantries. So together, let's give thanks for the native plants, for the beautiful blossoms, for bountiful vegetable gardens, and for the people who enjoy planting. And let's offer a blessing for seeds. So I'm going to ask our volunteers to come hold our basket. And I'm going to ask all of you to help me in a blessing. Hold up your hands so we can bless these seeds. Little seeds, you are seemingly inert and lifeless. I'm going to start that again. This is a beautiful blessing. Little seeds, you are seemingly inert and lifeless, but appearances are false. For you hold an immense surprise. You hold life. Within you are whiskered roots, thick green stems, and dancing leaves. All you need is to be cast over the meadow onto the soil, to have the dazzling sun smile on you with warmth, and to know the moist fingers of spring clouds awakening you with raindrops. May you know these blessings and awaken to your potential. Thank you. When our celebration is concluded, we invite you all to take some seeds from our altar, bring these seeds home, plant them in your garden, or toss them in a meadow. Take seeds to grow your own native plant garden to support native pollinators, or grow a vegetable garden and share your bounty. Watch your garden bring forth new life for earth and for you as this season of spring unfolds. We're going to invite Michele to perform one more beautiful piece for us. Michele, would you like to introduce it yourself? Great, thank you. I'm going to turn this.
This is called Spring Serenade, and it's very special because it was written by my daughter for me. I asked her if she would write something, and she did, and I'm just so happy to be performing it. In the quiet of winter, under blankets of white, nature's asleep, dreaming through the night, but a whisper is stirring, promise in the breeze, as winter surrenders to the call of the trees. Oh, the world is awakening, colors breaking through, symphony changing of the year. Oh, the crocus peeks out, a brave little face, greeting the sun in a warm, sweet embrace. Melodies of robins, song in the air. Nature's orchestra plays a concert so rare. Oh, the world is awakening, colors breaking through. Symphony of life, a canvas born anew. Can you feel the rhythm? Can you hear the rhyme? Spring is the song that transcends space and time. Oh, the sun paints the sky in hues of gold as the story of spring begins to unfold. Blossoms unfurl, a kaleidoscope of cheer, a celebration of life, the changing of the year. Cherry blossoms dance in a soft, gentle way, petals like confetti marking the day. Sweet scent of lilacs, fragrant perfume, a love letter written on the canvas of blue. Oh, the world is awakening, colors breaking through. Symphony of life, canvas born anew. Can you feel the rhythm? Can you hear the rhyme? Spring is the song that transcends space and time. Oh, the sun paints the sky in hues of gold as the story of spring begins to unfold. Blossoms unfurl, a kaleidoscope of cheer, a celebration of life, a changing of the year. So let's dance in the meadows, let our spirits soar as the song of spring plays forevermore. For in the changing of seasons we find a reason to celebrate life in this beautiful, boundless season.
How perfect is it to have a new song birthed at a spring equinox ceremony? Thank you so much. And thank you to Jen Mountain. World premiere, folks. As we prepare for our closing, I want to thank you all for celebrating with us tonight. Thank you to all of our friends watching online. Thank you to everybody here in the room with us, to our amazing volunteers, including our volunteer photographer extraordinaire. Thank you for bringing your energy and your hope for the new to the ceremony tonight. If you are interested in being like these amazing volunteers and helping us out with the future celebration, please see Anne before you go. And be sure to leave your email address on the sign-in sheets in the vestibule. It's just been such a blessing to share this moment and to hear this lovely music tonight. So thank you again, Michele. And after the celebration ends, you are all invited to head upstairs to join us for some refreshments as well. So a final word. Come spring. Come melt what is frozen in us. Breathe warmth upon the cold places inside of us. Open the buds of our longing with your gentle breezes. Soften the hard earth of our hearts with your rains, and bring caring and concern to us all, so that earth might flourish. Come. May this time of connection with earth and celebration of spring help reconnect you to our planet, our home, in a deep and spiritual way. May this season of spring be a season of seeing anew the hope and the possibilities of life blooming all around you and within you. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be loved. And may you be at peace. Good night and happy.